This live presentation of high school basketball on FingerLakes1.com is brought to you thanks to the support of Generations Bank, Little John Orthodontics, Bill Cram Chevrolet, DeSanto Propane, Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, Brad Van Dusen Photography, It's a Wonderful Run 5K, Penny's Place Family Restaurant, Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies, Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, Wilson Press and Mail House, Connie's Diner, Stever's Garage and Zimmer's Auto, and FingerLakes1.com digital marketing.
You are looking live inside the historic Atwood Gymnasium, Lyons, New York, site of tonight's Wayne County showdown between the East Rochester Bombers and the Lyons Lions. It's FingerLakes1.com, high school basketball. Glad you could be with us here on a chilly December evening in Lyons. I'm Jim Sinicropi, sitting alongside Kevin Sharp, bringing you tonight's broadcast. Glad you could be with us. Happy holidays, everybody. And Sharpie, it's great to be back at the Atwood.
Yeah, what a great place to watch a basketball game. I've had the privilege of doing a few games here with you, and it just don't get a better atmosphere than what we have here.
Some people may say it's a little small for the bigger games, but it's always exciting, and it always heats up, and There's always good basketball.
Exactly. You know, I'm looking out at Lions, and I'm just Lions doesn't rebuild; they just reload.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, I mean, one of the things I wanted to talk about, we're about 6-7 minutes from opening tip here, was, the Justice Smith era kind of concluded, and what a great 4 years it was.
Right.
And 2 sectional titles, but his first 3 years he didn't beat Clyde, and then last year we saw, that was 2 years ago when they first beat Clyde, they stormed the court, and then Clyde beat them, and it was just such a great rivalry, and now that they're moving beyond Justice Smith, a once every decade player.
Those are my words. I was actually going to say once in a generational player.
Yeah.
You know, you got to go a long way before you find a more complete player than Justice Smith was. Great kid too. He's at Mansfield now, doing well in school. But this Lions team, Coach Dean Schott has the luxury of having 4 or 5 players that were in the rotation last year back this year. Now it's going to be, who's going to step up and take on that leadership role that Justice left behind.
And they're expected to contend for a sectional title in C2 again, and but untested so far. This year they opened up against HAC, won that game by 31 points, and then they defeated Sodus 70-56. Sodus expected to be a decent squad. And then they won an improved Williamson team, 74-53. But tonight they faced a 3-1 East Rochester team who comes in with the 1 loss to Gananda. And I'm just excited to see this team in person. And I expect to see scoring spread out a lot more than it has been the past few years. So it could come from anywhere on this roster.
Yeah, right. I mean, you've got Justice Smith and Benji Kemp and Amir James and Horace Betts. All those guys would be the go-to player in pretty much any other team in the Finger Lakes. Yeah. But Coach Schott has the luxury of having them all together. It's going to be very interesting to see tonight how they move past the Justice Smith area, if you will. And I'm sure they're anxious to move past it too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and of course Justin Tootie Smith, Justice's younger brother, in a lot of ways more athletic. Maybe not as complete a basketball player at this point, but one of the better athletes in Wayne County, along with Cam Chance.
Along with Cam Chance. The thing that strikes me about Justin is when we were here a couple years ago, just how fearless he was. He's got no fear of any kind of stage. He can play in any kind of atmosphere. That's the thing that really most impressed me about Justin.
And speaking of freshmen, I hear Lions has another great freshman in J.C. Walker.
Yeah. His first game here, her first home game, I was getting a text from a couple different people that said, wow, Lions has this freshman that is very, very good. I am really looking forward to watching him play tonight.
Now, on the other side of the ball, in comes East Rochester, a team that's very young. They had a couple of kids that had been in the program that didn't come out their senior year. They lost Otero, who was a great player we saw play here last year. He actually graduated as a junior, and so he's gone. But they do bring a young team, and it's led by a junior, Chuck Dom, who's been their leading scorer in each of their 4 games.
Right, yeah, we saw him play here last year. He really impressed me with how well he moved. I believe he's a bigger guy, and I think that the Dom brothers are great soccer players. So they were very successful in soccer. So they have a history of being successful athletes.
Sure. And same grade. They're both juniors, but not twins.
Okay.
And they also on this East Rochester, roster, you can't help but notice that there's a 6'7" kid in Jackson Peters.
Yeah.
He'll be wearing number 25. Talking to Coach Patrick Walsh before the game, he's not in the starting lineup, but we'll see him on the court tonight.
Great, looking forward to it. I walked in the gym here just before the game started. I saw him warming up, and I'm impressed with his size.
So, it's always a good game in Wayne County between these two teams. We were talking before the game about what was kind of a golden age for Wayne County maybe 4 or 5 years ago when North Rose Wolcott was good, ER was great, Gananda was a sectional contender, Clyde and Lyons were both battling.
Yeah.
And, looking at Wayne County, we thought it was going to be a little down this year, but North Rose Wolcott's improved with Quentin Norris, and, it goes in cycles.
It seems like the league is getting better from where it was. It's just that Lions, to me, is just so dominant that they're going to – how much they're going to get tested in the league is yet to be seen.
If we take Lions out of Wayne County, it's a pretty competitive
Very competitive
league, about
league.
5 or 6 teams
that's
deep.
Right.
So,
that's right.
But, we look at Gananda as probably the biggest challenger. We're hoping that Clyde is – you saw Clyde play Finney, and we're impressed with what you saw there.
Yeah, what a great game that was. Clyde has a lot of complementary players, but they have 2 kids this year that can both score in McKinney and in Chance. That should be an interesting game when they do meet up.
But looking here at tonight's game, what would you say would be the Ferrara Lumber keys to the game tonight?
Well, I think for East Rochester, they're going to take care of the basketball. Lions are going to want to press, get up in your face. So I think if ER can take care of the basketball, I think that they can hang around.
And for Lions?
For Lions, just do what you do. Just run, make havoc, chaos on the court, and finish in the open court because they're going to get some layups.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be fun, and that Coach Schott likes to get up and down 90 feet.
Looking forward to this.
And so it certainly will be fun. And want to thank our sponsors for tonight's ball game, of course, Generations Bank, Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Littlejohn Orthodontics, Bill Cram Chevrolet, new this year and really a prominent name up here in Wayne County, and that's DeSanto Propane. Yep. So we're glad to have them on, along with all the other sponsors that we'll be mentioning tonight. So we are getting ready with Jeffrey Hames, the public address announcer, starting to address the crowd. We're going to get a national anthem from senior Haley DeSanto, and then we'll be ready for some basketball. And, I mentioned Lions coming in with those 3 wins at 3-0, HAC Sodus and then at Williamson. East Rochester also defeated HAC, their only common opponent so far, but only by 1, 47-46. Then they had a really impressive win at CG Finney, a team with a 9th grader that's scored 56 points in a game, and Marcus Robinson. And then they had their lone loss coming to Gananda at home 64-28, so that was kind of shocking. And then they won at Bloomfield by 10, so they played 2 Finger Lakes West opponents already. But league play is just about getting ready to kick off in full swing here with everybody seeing some action. And right now we have the national anthem as sung by Lions senior Haley DeSanto. Excellent job there by Haley DeSanto.
It always impresses me how they can get up there in front of all these people and sing that national anthem.
A lot of confidence, and she had a great voice and better than most. So we get starting lineups here for East Rochester. It's going to be Manny Sepulveda. He's a freshman. Mentioned that East Rochester was young at 6'1". Russell Dom, a junior, along with his brother Chuck Dom, also a junior. Chuck's a little taller at 6'1". Russ is 5'7". Dion Mather, 5'10" sophomore, and Brandon Gray, the lone senior on this year's Bomber squad. And for the Lions, it's a cast of familiar names, starting out first with Horace Betts, who going to get a lot more scoring opportunities this year with Justice moving on.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. He really gets up and down the court. He gets in your face defensively. He will take on a much bigger role this year.
And then Justin Smith, Justice's younger brother. Tootie's the nickname. We'll call him Tootie a lot tonight as well. Amir James, junior. So far all juniors. Lions also not necessarily, they got super experienced, but not a lot of seniors on the team. The lone senior being the final starter to be announced. It's Benji Bad Company Kemp. And then J.C. Walker, you may have just heard his name called. Just a freshman, excited to get our first look. And they announced Benji Kemp as Ben Kemp. I don't know which he likes better, but I know that I like to call him Bad Company.
And he's the kind of kid that doesn't care. He just goes hard. He just plays extremely hard.
Lions coached by Dean Schott here in his second season after taking over for Zach Young. And East Rochester coached by Patrick Walsh in his third season. Had a pretty competitive JV game that was won by Lions. They opened up a lead. ER cut it to, I think, one possession at halftime, and then Lions ended up winning by a healthy margin.
Yeah. Looking at the JV team, man, they're very athletic. The cupboard's definitely not bare. That's for sure here.
And we're just about ready for basketball. Glad you could be with us here on FingerLakes1.com at the Atwood Gymnasium. Tootie Smith jumps, ball to Horace Betts, and Lions gets to work. Here Betts drives right side and loses it. Now, we know Lions is going to push the tempo. It'll be interesting to see if East Rochester tries to slow it down. Apparently not, as a little runner from the just inside the three-point line from Russell Dom. Falls off the mark, and here's the freshman, J.C. Walker, left-handed kiss.
Wow. Solid first impression, stealing and taking it coast to coast.
With the left hand. I'm not sure if he's a lefty or a righty, but soft touch and finish at the rim. There's Russell Dom kicking it out to the lone senior, Gray. They tried to dish it inside. And now a jump shot from just beyond the arc, no good. Corralled by Justin Smith. Way up ahead to Betts, wide open three ball, no. Well, there's Kemp with a rebound, kicking it out to Tootie Smith. Elbow jumper well short, and ER gets a rebound. What happened to Benji's mustache? Looks like a little clean shaven this year for his senior campaign.
I really like what Amir James is doing here. He's forcing the guy to use his left hand.
And it results in a turnover, and quickly the other way come the Lions. Amir James for three, yes! So 5-0 early.
Boy, he's really sitting on his right hand, not letting him use his right.
And another turnover, and up ahead quickly. Nope, deflected by Russell Dom, and he stops and pops and can't get it to go, but rebound putback can't go. Russell Dom again, and we got a goaltend on Tootie Smith. So Lions on the board. I think that basket will go to Sepulveda, and it's 5-2. You know, you look at this Lions team, and Tootie Smith specifically, and Benji as well. They're men amongst boys out there, really.
Sure are.
And is
that Walker again?
Walker putting back the miss. He has 4, 7-2. Three ball on the way, no good from Chuck Dom. Team leading scorer looking for his first points, and here comes Justin to Betts into the corner. James tries another three. Back iron, no good.
It didn't go, but that was great ball movement. 4 different people touched the ball that time.
They're very unselfish, this Lions team. And really with 5 guys on the court, usually that can score it. It's a great way to be.
Right.
5:16 to go here, first period from Lions. And that one's way off the mark from Deion Mather. And up ahead, it's the freshman again trying to collect it. He can't. Betts came flying in for the rebound, and it's back to the Bombers. And we got a East Rochester timeout. So back and forth action as we get a look at a replay here of the J.C. Walker steal. First points of the game here. He goes coast to coast and chooses to go to the left and lays it up and in.
Nice shot. The thing I really like about him defensively is the guy took a 3-point shot. The first thing he did was box out. He went, found his man, boxed out. Shows me he's fundamentally sound.
And again, just a freshman. So we always get excited when we see a young man, especially a freshman, have success early because we know we're going to get to watch him for such an extended period of time. And we talked about Justice Smith off the top. You know, as a freshman, he was very talented. You could tell he's going to be good, but the amount that he improved from year to year was one of the most fun things to see.
One of the hardest working kids I've ever seen. I mean, he's constantly in the gym, shooting, working on his jump shot. You know, a couple years ago, he hit the 3 right here in front of us, the huge 3, and you asked him on the postgame, you know, about that, and he said he stays in the gym all the time and works on that shot. He knew it was a weakness in his game, so he improved it.
So a good example for a youngster like J.C. Walker trying to follow, you know, in his footsteps. But definitely storied program, second all-time in Section 5 titles with 19 out of this little gymnasium in Wayne County. There's a drive from Russell Dom. That's the second time he tried that floater. Got his own rebound, though, and turns it over. Here comes Betts. Doesn't have numbers, but goes straight to the rim. Tries it high off the glass. No good. And here comes Dom the other way. Kicks it up ahead. A little pump fake and lays it up and in. That's Manny Sepulveda. Now he has all 4 of East Rochester's points. The Lions slows it up against this 2-3 zone from the Bombers. Walker tried an entry pass, nothing there, and another turnover. A lot of turnovers both ways.
Right.
And so now East Rochester's looking like they're going to slow the pace a little. And here comes Gray pulling up and fouled. First foul of the game.
The thing about the turnover down here for Lions, you know, as a coach, you don't really mind it too much because they're trying to get the ball inside. It's not a sloppy turnover where they're in transition, they throw the ball into the stands. It's something where they're trying to get one of their teammates involved in a spot where he can score.
And Brandon Gray at the free throw line. Off the mark on the first.
Which Tez Barber just came into the game for Lions.
And referees for tonight's ball game: Harold Drumgool and Marlon Johnson, experienced crew. And second free throw is good. Tough place to referee. Small gym, crowd's right on top of you, and they're usually pretty into the ball game.
Opinionated?
Yeah, they have opinions. Especially the gentleman right to our right who are a fixture at all the Lions games in the front row. As J.C. Walker leads all scorers with 6 now. Sepulveda. There's Chuck Dom, leading scorer, still looking for his first points. Brother Russ. Here comes Gray taking it to the hole. Can't get it to go. Pulled down by Walker. Head right up, looking down court. Gets it to Justin Smith, and he goes straight to the basket, and he's fouled.
I'm really impressed with Lions defense that time. They took 29 seconds off that shot clock, forced them to take a bad shot. I mean, it was just they were forced to do that. I'm very impressed with their man defense right there.
So now, Tootie to the free throw line. As that's the first foul on Chuck Dom. And no good. A chance to tell you about Finger Lakes Partners Insurance. Insurance for your life, home, auto, and future. Visit them online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. And Brad Van Dusen Photography. Check them out at bvdsports.com. Some great photos of local teams and games, and does a lot of work for Minders, Waterloo, and Bloomfield. As Tootie goes 1 for 2. And it's a 5-point Lions lead. Deion Mather to Russ Dom. Low crossover, guarded tightly there by Jarrell Petty into the game for Lions, wearing number 4. And Nate Henry also into the ball game for Lions. And here comes Tootie, hangs, can't hit, rebounded by Dom. Almost a turnover there. Some good on-ball defense from Petty.
Good hedge by Benji.
And the drive and dish. Nice pass, but there's a 6'7" Parker who couldn't finish after the nice dish. And they have a foul. They're out of bounds.
Called jump.
So for Lions, it's Nate Henry, Jarrell Petty. Justin Tootie Smith takes a seat. And we're missing number 34 out there for Lions. At least we don't have the number. It's a new season. As Russ Dom misses 3. Parker, the 6'7" sophomore, up for the rebound. And he's fouled. Well, we'll find out who 34. Oh, there's a 3 ball from Jarrell Petty. As Parker made both free throws prior. Or, sorry, Jackson Peters made the free throws.
Nice
and
pass.
there's Jackson Peters finishing at the rim. So
that was a great pass.
13-8. Here comes Lions. And there comes an open 3 ball that's off the front iron and pulled down by Russell Dom. He's surrounded by 3 Lions. He needs help. Nobody comes, so he splits them all. Here he comes. Now they have numbers. Peters again up close. And nice way to collect and finish there for Jackson Peters. Peters now has 6 points. It's a 3-point game late first period here from Lions.
Lions are certainly deep this year. They 9 players so far in the first quarter they've used.
Tried to go up there in the trees, and now we've got a Lions foul. So
towards the second.
With 52.9 seconds left to go here in the first period, it's a 1-possession game, 13-10. East Rochester sticking around.
Yeah, they beat that press a couple times, and Peters has been the beneficiary of it. That's some nice feeds.
And Russ Dom finds Peters again, this time a little short. Rebound by Russ Dom. He's got a few offensive boards. Here's Chuck, still scoreless, the leading scorer. Tries the kiss from the foul line, no good. And now Lions pushes the other way and throws it away.
Yeah.
So we got about 36.4 left, and East Rochester will have another chance to dig into that 3-point lead. Trouble getting it in against the full court pressure. Here comes Russ Dom, working off a pick from Gray. Chuck Dom with it now. In front of the Lions bench. Leaves it for Gray, and Gray took some steps.
I think Drumgold's got to get another whistle.
That was a little weak.
He did one earlier, too, when he was inbounding the ball.
So now we got another substitution for Lions. Connor Bastian.
It's 10. 10 players he's used in the first quarter.
Already with 18.7 to go. Now Connor Bastian, younger brother of two-time sectional champ Hunter Bastian, who graduated last year. So a lot of family ties in local high school basketball, and it's a silly turnover coming the other way. Is East Rochester. Layup missed, but collected and finished by Sepulveda. Now Sepulveda has 6. And now with 2 seconds left, Tootie Smith fires and hits from 3.
Wow.
So,
oh boy.
At the end of 1 period of play, your score, Lions 16, East Rochester 12. It's Wayne County High School basketball on FingerLakes1.com. Keep it right here.
Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Thruway Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. Browse their full Cramtastic new and used vehicle inventory online at BillCramChevrolet.com, supporting high school athletes for the past 50 years. Dr. Littlejohn, Dr. Barbie, and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Dr. Liz Barbie are proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out Dr. Rod and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com.
And welcome back inside the Atwood, where the Lions lead the Bombers of East Rochester 16-12. And number 34, the mystery man that wasn't on the roster, Vaughn Derek Burke. He's a junior, transferred from Clyde last year. So
Okay.
I don't know if Clyde wants to see players going. Oh, and Tootie Smith with a second straight 3 to end the first period and start off the second and lead up to 7. Dom with a quick feed.
Nice block.
And it's blocked by the freshman J.C. Walker. Up ahead to Tootie Smith, who's heating up into the corner. Amir James, extra kick back out top to Tootie. And he lets fly again, and he can't hit. We were almost ready for a DeSanto propane heat check there, but that went off the front iron.
Excellent ball movement, the way they're sharing the basketball.
Yeah, both James and Betts had the shot, but they found the hot hand.
And Tootie had it earlier, and he passed it out to James. He had the ball in the lane.
Now Benji Kemp making like a point guard.
5-on-2.
Kicks it, and Tootie wide open, passes up the shot, drives, pulls up from 5 feet, and hits.
Boy, oh boy.
9 points for Justin Smith here, and it's the biggest lead of the ball game for Lions at 21-12.
And 8 of them have been in the last minute and a half.
And blocked from behind by Betts. Up ahead to Amir James, takes it strong to the hole and finishes.
Wow. Well, that's the Lions I was looking to see right there. That last minute and a half.
5 points for Amir James. And just like that, it's a double-digit lead as we have Tajay Nelson, sophomore, checking into the ball game. As Ian Sezemsak. I don't know. I did talk with Coach Walsh before the game and got most of the pronunciations. I don't know how I missed that one. But they get back to work now, trailing by 11.
Lions move to a 2-3 zone. It's almost a 2-2-1 half court, but.
And Walker, they have Walker, the freshman, in the middle, and they have Benji on the wing there.
Yeah. I really like the freshman. I mean, he's blocked 2 shots now, and he hasn't left his feet for either one of them. Just seems very fundamentally sound to me.
So with 6:17 to go in the first half, it's East Rochester ball underneath their own basket. Not a lot of room on the baselines or sidelines here at the Atwood, that's for sure. A slip and fall, but no travel. But Amir James rips it away. Now he's off and running. Ahead of the pack. Can't get it to go, but there's the old freshman, J.C. Walker, with a hoop in the arm.
Man, there's so many things I like about that play. James had it in his mind he was going to get that ball. No one was going to take it from him. He went in hard. Walker sprinted the floor, follow up for an and one. I mean, that's just great basketball.
And so J.C. Walker tried to complete the three-point play. He's got 8 points on the evening so far. That's short. And Lions struggling a little bit from the free throw line, but saved by Smith. Back to Walker, and he'll take 2 more.
Wow.
And full court pressure. Russ Dom dribbles right through it. And he picks up his dribble, and he's in trouble, but gets it baseline, and now to a cutting Sepulveda, left-handed runner, offensive foul.
Good play.
So they're going to wave off the basket. As we get a look here at that, James ripping it out of the hands of Nelson, and then here comes the trailer, the freshman, up and in. And the Lions throw it away. So, yeah, I mean, first impressions, first time seeing Lions in person. Tremendous athletes and obviously tremendous shooters as Amir James knocks down his second 3 of the night. And deep.
17-0 run.
Yeah, it was a 3-point game at the first quarter break. Make that 18 now. As Chuck Dom drives to the hole, tries to go up and under and has it blocked by the freshman. They got a jump ball. Dom might have been better served to just keep the ball up high. He seems to have had a little bit of a height advantage out there.
Yeah, I think Lions have scored the last 17 points. I think it was 13-12.
Yeah, I think ER opened up scoring in the
Did they?
second
Did they score
quarter.
Did they?
Either way, it's a
right.
pretty sizable run.
Impressive run.
And a lot of it's been fueled by this 2-3 zone defense. And here they go again, up ahead to Betts. Lay it up and in.
What a great play.
So Horace Betts, the fourth, finally gets on the board, and it's 32-12. 4:50 to go here, second period. Nice pass, but John Birkin couldn't finish. Birkin, another junior on this ER team, he had 6 3-pointers in their win against CG Finney back on November 30th. And way up ahead it goes, and we have a timeout. Coach Walsh. So it's been a fun second period. The Lions have put up 19 points so far in the first 3.5 minutes of the period.
Yeah, it depends on which bench you're sitting at when you say fun.
Right.
But Lions really proved that they can get out and run. They're playing good help defense. I'm watching them box out. They're doing a lot better job with that now than they did last year. So I know that Coach Schatz's really working on that. They're sharing the basketball. This is really fun. Sorry.
Kids getting a look at the action around the league tonight. It's a light night here in Wayne Finger Lakes, but Clyde in the action against Marion, and Williamson and North Rose Wolcott and Quentin Norris in action. But I look at this upcoming schedule here, and that Lions-Gananda game stands out. But over in the Finger Lakes East, really excited for that Wayne-Geneva game.
Right. I'm torn Friday night. I'm not quite sure which one I want to go to. I want to go to both of them, and I'm not sure which one's going to win out.
Of course, Wayne, a team that graduated their entire starting lineup in one of the best groups ever to play basketball at that school, 2 sectional titles. So you think they might be down, but they've had some success so far this year, and it's mainly due to the 2 great guards that came up from the JV team.
Well, yeah, we can say that, but it's also a lot, and I'm sure you realize this too, a lot to do to Coach Thompson.
Sure.
I mean, he works with those guys 12 months a year to make sure that they're ready for the season. He just does a phenomenal job over there at Wayne.
And there's Chuck Dom getting on the board, and Justin Smith misses. Here comes ER the other way. It's Russ Dom with it baseline, kicks it out to Gray. Gray drives to the corner, 3-ball on the way, and good! Dion Mather with his first bucket of the game, and the lead down to 15. Tootie Smith lets another 3-ball go.
I think that was Petty.
Oh, yeah, yep. Their view obscured by the cheerleaders to my left. And now Dom getting a little more involved in the scoring. He'll head to the free throw line.
I think did Tootie wear number 4 last year? Because
yeah, that's all I saw was the 4.
Right.
Yep. So what's he wearing this year? Number 5? What was
5.
Justice? You remember?
12.
Okay, yep, you're right. I thought he might have taken his brother's number, but went from 4 to 5 this year.
He's moving up.
You know, following this Lions program for years, is Dom makes 1 or 2. Former coach Zach Young used to always talk about this group that was coming up and how they. And you remember, if we go back to 2015-16 season, this Lions program finished 8-14 overall. So that was just 4 seasons. We're 4 seasons removed from this team having a losing record. The year after, Damon Hunter and company brought them to the New York State Final Four. But I remember Coach Young back then, who's now the athletic director at Weedsport. And there is a 3-ball from Jatez Barber. Always talking about this group that was coming up. Yep. And so a lot of that was, you know, the expectations for Justice Smith. But this team may ultimately be just as good or may even have more success than that team last year with Justice had.
They could. They certainly could. You know what's interesting about this? Those 5 kids are on the floor right now all played AAU basketball for Darren Preston.
Ah, okay. And now poor Coach Preston's going to have to deal with him when as he's coaching Lions.
Every one of them.
Yeah. Well, you know, obviously a guy like Coach Preston is trying to get Clyde Savannah back to where it's been traditionally. But more importantly, I think to him is to see all these kids have success.
He loves these kids. I talk to Coach Preston frequently, and he can't speak highly enough about these kids from Lions. But I can tell you when they play, he's going to want to beat them.
So now Chuck Dom across the timeline. Hands it off to his brother. Russ spins off his back heel, gets it back, and lofts it for Gray. Drives and can't finish. Now Jackson Peters battled for it, but here comes Lions the other way. Into the corner for Nate Henry, and he double dribbled as he tried the baseline drive. Got to remind you about the It's a Wonderful Run 5K happening Saturday in Seneca Falls. They're expecting upwards of 6,000 entries. You can still register online at itsawonderfulrun5k.com or take advantage of race day registration on site and part of the It's a Wonderful Life Festival in Seneca Falls. For me, it's kind of the official or official start of Christmas season in Seneca Falls. Now Tootie kicking it over, and now finally on the block it goes to Burke. So we have 2:04 to go in the half. Stay with us for the Bill Cram Chevrolet halftime report. We're going to have a local legend, Bob Oman, join us in the broadcast booth.
Beautiful. What a great guy he is for Lions.
Yeah, everything from uniforms to...
we just had a technical foul called.
Oh, did we? On an East Rochester player, obviously.
I think it was on the coach.
Oh, on Coach Walsh? You didn't like something. So they're asking Coach Schott who he wants to shoot the free throw, right. And it's not Von Derek Burke. It's going to be Tootie. Wearing number 5 in the colorful sneaks, and he misses another free throw. If there's one negative so far for Lions tonight, it might have been early turnovers and poor free throw shooting. Now Justin Smith makes 1 or 2. He's 2 of 4 on the night. And now, off the foul, Burke will go to the free throw line and misses the first. So, tougher games down the road against better competition. You get 4 straight free throws. You want to make more than 1 of 4.
Right. Yeah. See Coach Thompson from Gananda sitting over there in the stands.
No, scouting out both. Of course, he already played and defeated the East Rochester team, but great Gananda. Should be a pretty solid Gananda team this year. Love Jerry Brongo.
Yeah, and Andrew Gabbard.
And Andrew Gabbard, of course. I think they're both juniors this year. And he had a lot to replace, too. Jaden Castrochini graduated. Tim LeClaire, the big man, graduated. Speaking of big men, there's Jackson Peters ripping down a rebound. Tried to ignite a break, but they slow it down. 18-point Lions lead, 1:35 to go, first period. Jim Sinicropi, Kevin Sharp, courtside at the Atwood for FingerLakes1.com. Peters sets the pick, and Gray tries the jumper. Another offensive rebound by Russ Diamond. Nice play to save it right into the hands of Jackson Peters for the lay-in. And Peters now has 7. I'll make that 8. Amir James on the reverse. Baseline drive, nowhere to go. Almost a turnover, but instead here comes Justin Smith kicking out to Petty in the corner. Amir James, no. Nice box out and rebound by Dion Mather. Oh, up ahead to Peters, wide open, but blocked from behind by Smith. They got a foul. Looked clean from my angle, but
my angle too. I thought it was ball.
They beat him down court, and anytime you block somebody from behind like that, there's a 50-50 shot that whistle's going to blow.
You can't allow him to get behind you like that against the press.
So this Peters kid has been impressive tonight, and he's now 3 for 3 from the free throw line. At 6'7", he's just a sophomore too. No, he's actually a junior. As a junior, you wonder if he's done growing.
I wonder how he did against Gananda, because I think Gananda doesn't have a very, very tall team this year. So, well, you can't allow that to happen.
An offensive rebound, another 3. Russ down, no good. And another offensive rebound, but out of bounds. So 40.9 seconds left to go here, first period, or first half. And now they got Amir James handling the ball. And a little no look to the freshman Walker. Kicks it out to.
Wow, what a rebound.
Up and in, and there's the freshman again. J.C. Walker off the Jatez Barber miss. Our Little John Orthodox player of the game in Newark, or for our last broadcast, was a freshman. And one of the leading candidates right now is a freshman in J.C. Walker. And here comes Amir James to the hoop, up and under, blocked by the bottom of the backboard. And there's a freshman again. He's looked like he was fouled, but no call. And that will be halftime here with your score 38-21. Lions with the advantage. It'll be the Bill Cram Chevrolet halftime report coming up next. We'll have Bob Oman over here in the broadcast booth. Keep it right here. It's Wayne County Basketball on FingerLakes1.com.
This live presentation of high school basketball on FingerLakes1.com is made possible thanks to the support from Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, celebrating 23 years in the Finger Lakes with locations at 22 Main Street in Waterloo, 40 Exchange Street in Geneva, and Del Lago Resort and Casino. Dine-in, takeout, delivery, catering, and banquets. Order online at Cicinos.com. Live, laugh, and eat well. It's the Italian way. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance. For your life, home, auto, and future. Whether it's your first car, second home, or third child, the experienced professionals at Finger Lakes Partners can recommend the coverage that best utilizes and protects your assets. With offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo, and online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane. 4 generations strong, DeSanto Propane is a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com or call 1-800-752-4574 and look for DeSanto Propane on Facebook. Ferrara Lumber has been locally owned for 3 generations and is more than just a lumber and building supplier. Stop in on Baird Street in Seneca Falls to browse their full section of power tools, hardware, lawn and garden, painting, and plumbing supplies, and talk to their experienced staff before planning your next home improvement project. Brad Van Dusen Photography is a full-service photographer serving the Finger Lakes region, offering family, senior, and wedding portraits, also specializing in sports photos, collages, banners, and other keepsakes for your student-athlete. For more information, find Brad on Facebook or visit bradvandusenphotography.com. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, located on 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo, well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals, the large selection of breakfast items, and everything from burgers, salads, and wraps for lunch. If you want a great meal while pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place. Jimmer's Auto offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. And for service, visit Stever's Garage on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Jimmer's Auto and Stever's Garage, strong supporters of local high school athletes for over 40 years. It's a Wonderful Run 5K. It's a winter run like no other through the streets of Seneca Falls, the town that inspired Frank Capra's holiday classic, It's a Wonderful Life. Learn more and register at itsawonderfulrun5k.com. Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, locally owned for 43 years and serving great lunches Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 2 p.m. Legendary soups, wraps, salads, and the best burgers in town. For over 65 years, the Wilson Press has been serving Central New York as commercial printers with a full-service mail house. Specializing in offset and digital printing, graphic design services, full mail house services, marketing and advertising plans, and fundraising programs, call them today at 315-568-9693 or visit them online at wpress.com. Connie's Diner on Main Street in Waterloo has the ambiance you will only find in a true diner. Let the Cardazola family serve your next breakfast, lunch, or dinner from their vast menu of time-tested favorites and original recipes. Visit them online at connieswaterloo.com. And FingerLakes1.com digital marketing, website development, hosting, multimedia production, and home of the most popular website and mobile app in the Finger Lakes. Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1.
It's Big Truckin' Deals here at Bill Cram Chevrolet. Check out this cram-tastic inventory for big truckin' deals. Whatever truck you're looking for, we've got the inventory. Trucks for towing, trucks for family, trucks for work, and trucks for fun. Whatever you're into, we've got a big truckin' deal waiting for you. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our truckin' deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
And welcome back to the Atwood Gymnasium in Lyons, New York, everybody. Your halftime score, Lyons 38, East Rochester 21. It's the Bill Cram Chevrolet halftime report. You'll save plenty on 5 and 20. Check out Bill Cram's new and used inventory at BillCramChevrolet.com. And happy to be joined here at the broadcast table with a local legend in Lyons, Bob Oman. Good to see you again, Bob. Thanks for spending some time with us. Let me just get this up a little closer to you there. There you go.
All right.
So I've got a lot I'd like to talk to you about here. Well, we have about four minutes here during halftime. But first, longtime owner of the Newark Pilots, but they've changed hands. You've sold the team to a couple from Utica.
Yeah, I did. And, I thought it was time. It's been 10 years I've been in Newark. And as I get older and older, I start thinking, what am I going to do with my summers other than being – I like being in Newark, but having my – my days are just completely, when you're in baseball, every day is something.
Yeah, well, I haven't been involved with the Pilots and seeing how much work that you and Leslie put into it. It certainly is a hard summer of work, for sure.
Absolutely.
But it was such a great thing for the people of Newark and the surrounding area to get to go to a ball game.
We used to love going down there. I mean, you did such a great job getting the community involved, and it was we're very glad that you took over that and kind of revived it. And hopefully the people that you passed it on to will be able to do the same things that you and Leslie did.
Well, the guy that we sold it to was a superintendent of schools in Mid-Lakes.
He was.
Yeah, he was. And I thought what's interesting about it, he has a little bit of passion for the community, not a little bit, but a lot. And we've had him down at the community center in Lyons, and he's been all over in the chamber up in Newark. So he's about 68, 69 years old, and he's ready to hit the ball and get it going.
Nice.
Yep. And he's got his wife involved with him, who's a really nice person. So I think it's a good fit for Newark.
Good.
Yeah, and it does take, all the help you can get. Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, you have to form your team out of college players from across the country, and then play a full slate of games every summer. But, whether it's fireworks at the ballpark or all the other promotions you do, summers here in the Finger Lakes, it's a great opportunity to get out and just enjoy a great baseball game.
We still have the Geneva team.
Yep, the Geneva Red Wings.
And Geneva, we're doing a lot in the ballpark, and I think next year everybody's going to see what we've done. We put new seating in. We're putting new video boards on the outside.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be really kind of cool.
Yeah, and it is cool, too, that, there's a team in Newark, there's a team in Geneva, just like the old days of was it New York State Penn, or New York Penn League back then?
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully Auburn will be joining soon with the MLB thing that they have going on. I think it'd be a good fit.
Sure.
Yep. So, also, one of the biggest Lions supporters I know, what is your impression of this year's team?
I really like this team. I think they got a lot of speed. They can shoot from the outside. I think they're finding themselves because they're so young. And that new kid, Walker, is pretty special.
He sure is.
We spent a lot of time talking about him. And last week we called the game in Newark, and they had a freshman, Rashawn Howard, that was really impressive. And so every year when we reset and start a new year, Sharpie, we think that, we lost all these great players. It's probably going to be a little down. And then you got guys like J.C. Walker or Rashawn Howard in Newark that get you excited, to see how they develop.
Well, it's really funny when you talk to these guys. They really want to play Newark, or they want to play somebody in the Wayne Finger Lakes East, and they won't give them the time of day, and it bothers the heck out of them.
Well, let's get Steve Veeder and Chris Corey on the phone.
I've been trying for a couple of years now. They don't want to hear it from me anymore. But if you guys want to, push for that. But wouldn't it be, look, right here at the Atwood, you have one of the two winningest teams in Section 5 since 1975, and then you go 2 miles down the road, and the other winningest team in Section 5 is there, but they don't play each other once in the past 50 years.
And that was because of you.
Well, that was a great night, though.
It was a great night for basketball. Absolutely.
Even with Clyde, Savannah, that would be special for them, and Palmyra, Massillon.
Yeah, the old Wayne County.
But it probably won't happen.
It's above our pay grade, so.
Yeah, we'll just keep it going and keep the Pilots and Red Wings going.
Right. Yeah, well, I think that a lot of it does have to do with the fact that people are so concerned with sectional points nowadays. But, what would prepare – first of all, the thing that makes kids want to play high school basketball. If you're a youngster and you go to that Lions Newark game, you're watching that thinking, wow, I want to play in that someday.
Well,
not everybody gets to play a sectional championship game, but they could count on that every year.
That's what it was like when I went to school here. The Newark game was a big game. The Clyde game. Now they don't have it.
Yeah.
So,
well, thanks for spending some time with us. I'm sure we'll see you back here in the gym throughout the winter as we're getting ready for second half action. Thank you, Bob. Run down the first half scoring for you real quick. For East Rochester, it was Jackson Peters, the 6'7" junior, with 9 points. Manny Sepulveda with 6. Russell Dom and Chuck Dom with 3 apiece. And Brandon Gray with 1. And for the Lions, who lead by 17, it was the freshman that we just talked about with Bob Oman with 12 points leading the way, leading all scores. Justin Smith with 10, Amir James with 8, Chavez Barber and Jarrell Petty with 3, and Horace Betts with 2. So we're back underway. And I tell you, I talked to Bob Oman several times throughout the basketball season. Usually he'll call me after a big Lions game, but he really is a proponent of seeing Lions and Newark play. And there's a start to the third quarter. Second half starting much like the first. Benji Kemp with a finish. Benji's first points of the game.
Yeah, Bob, Bob just loves Lions, and I think that whatever he could do for them, and he's proven in the past, he would do for them. What a steal by Walker.
Walker lost it, though. It's great. But then Benji Kemp gets it back and lays it in. It's all Benji Kemp here early second half. Now we got the freshman on the ball right in front of our broadcast table. And Chuck Dom down to Sepulveda. But good job by Horace Betts closing the ground. Now Sepulveda steps out, can't hit the three. Ripped down by the freshman. Head up, head to Justin Smith into the lane, and the floater, no. And we got a foul. So 6:44 to go here, third period. Today's broadcast brought to you thanks to the support of Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies. Browse their selection at ferraralumber.com and Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls for the best lunch in town. Wilson Press and Mail House online at wpress.com. Another rebound for Kemp now, making like a point guard. Kicks it out. Horace Betts thought about a three into the freshman. Back to Betts, over to Tootie Smith. And now Amir James lets fly and can't get the roll off the front end.
Great backs out by Christian Jones there. The thing I really like about this Lions team is they're passing up good shots for better shots. They're really, really unselfish.
Now into the lane.
Oh, great
goes
block.
to Jay Nelson, blocked, and Chuck Dom gets it over the front of the rim for his first bucket of the second half. Tootie Smith down to the block to Benji. Corner to James, back to Benji, back to James.
Nice pass.
Walker rises and tries to dump it to Benji Kemp, and instead it leads to a run up, but a big block by Justin Smith. Up ahead, Benji Kemp, one dribble, lays it up and in. 6 third quarter points for Benji Kemp. Biggest lead of the day for Lions, 44-23. But, you know, to that point of wanting to see maybe Lions play Newark, we talked about the Wayne County League maybe not being as strong as in recent years. So Lions' schedule is filled with games like this where, I thought maybe Tootie thought about dunking and instead he missed the chippy. You know, games like this that they're favored to probably win by 20-plus points. And, you know, you want to then – you have a handful of games to schedule. I know they're playing Marcus Whitman. I know they're playing North Star Christian in the community center on January 3rd, I believe that is. But, man, one more against Newark would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Russ Dom thought about it, gets it to his brother in the corner, and now the 6'7" Peters turns, and he's blocked by the freshman. Didn't like the call. Pretty good defense.
Yeah, I thought it was a good block. He's got great footwork. I love the way he's guarding the post in there. I mean, he's just I'm very impressed with him. I can't believe he's only a freshman.
And Peters misses from the charity stripe for the second straight miss. He's 3 of 5 from the free throw line so far tonight. One dribble and good arc on that, but no good, and rebounded by Benji Kemp. Up to Amir James, looks to drive, a little hop step, loses it. Russ Dom drives left side, hangs and finishes. Great finish by Russell
Nice
Dom.
move.
Now here comes Betts. Up ahead to Jatez Barber, and the miss, and Walker loses the handle, and now Chuck Dom beats everybody down court and misses the layup over the front of the rim off the back iron. Barber kicks it to James, rises, fires, can't hit. Another rebound by Benji Kemp. Here comes Betts. Into the lane, hangs, kiss, and can't get it to finish. Off the hands of Benji Kemp, into the hands of Chuck Dom. Leaves it for his brother. Here comes East Rochester as Tootie Smith back up the off the bench to check into the ball game. Oh, thank you. Man, we got plenty of water. Yeah, we get treated great over here at Lions. They just dropped us off a bunch of water that we can share with our team. Another rebound by Kemp. Man, he's got about 6-7 rebounds this quarter into the corner. And what's it? Illegal screen for Benji Kemp. After the pass, he kind of sealed things off for Barber. And we get a replay here of this great take by Russell Dahm on the left side, taking it right to the freshman and the ability to finish.
Freshman did the right thing there. He came over to help out. It was just a great finish above him.
Glad you could be with us here. Jim Sinicropi, Kevin Sharp, courtside for FingerLakes1.com. Camera images being brought to you by Jeremy Hunt and our producer for tonight's broadcast, Jason Hunt. As we got steps.
Jatez Barber can add a lot to this team. His defensive intensity, you're not getting a whole lot of scoring out of him, but he's a role filler and somebody that is almost like a Namir James type player.
Mm-hmm. And of course, James, as he's gotten older, and graduation of David Weaver and Justice Smith, we didn't really mention Weaver, but he brought a lot of scoring to the table too. Right. Guys like James are getting more shots, and he's taking advantage of it for the most part tonight with 8 first-half points. And there's Barber for 3. No, over the backboard and out of bounds. As Von Derek Burke checks back into the ballgame, Benji Kemp takes a seat. And Sharpie, one of the fun things about coming to the Atwood is even in a blowout like this, it's still fun to watch these guys play.
Right.
And Chuck Dahm rises, fires, and hits. And now Dahm starting to heat up a little bit. He's got 7 points, well below his season average, which has to be in the upper teens. And there's a nice take, like I said.
Just as I say, he's not counting a whole lot of scoring from him, but the other things, he's a great take to the basket.
Now Dahm's taking it, and he lets a floater go. No good. And here comes Tootie Smith. Straight to the lane, and boy, a lot of these Lions can certainly get to the rim.
Sure can.
Would have liked to finish that one, but ball got hung up on Jackson Peters' hip there. But trying to look for maybe something Lions can improve on. Seems like the few times East Rochester has beat them down court, but they've been able to. One time Justin had a block, and that time that was ER had a little issue with the basketball, and. So here comes East Rochester now, 1:35 to go, third quarter, 46-27 your score.
Good hedge and switch there by Smith and Petty.
Dahm picks up his dribble, over to Birkin, lets a 3-ball fly. It was on line, but a little strong, and now here comes Petty the other way. Leaves it off for Barber, can't make the layup though. And we got a jump ball.
That was a quick one. Thought Tootie ripped it out of there in time.
So we have 1:01 here to go in the third period. I want to remind you to stop by Connie's Diner in Waterloo. Check out their full menu at connieswaterloo.com, an iconic locale in Waterloo. Fine sponsor of FingerLakes1.com sports. And Stever's Garage and Jimmer's Auto. Great used car inventory at jimmersauto.com. And I'm always taking my vehicle to Stever's Garage, where Jimmer and his team take real good care of me. And, of course, he's been sponsoring local high school sports for, 40 years. Actually, probably more than that.
Yep.
So it is a 19-point game here. Lions hasn't really extended the lead this third period. It was a 19-point lead at half, and with 41 seconds, it's still 19, and Gray with a chance there to help ER win the quarter. As Nate Henry and Connor Bastian into the game. Jarrell Petty with the basketball up top to Barber. And now here comes Bastian for three. Can't get it to go. And
nice
knocked
hustle,
around,
Jack
but good hustle by Barber.
Nice
Lays it up and in.
We got a run out here.
7 points for Barber. They missed it. Instead, Russ Dom takes it coast to coast. Can't get it to go off the glass.
What a heads-up play by Barber, huh?
Yeah. You know, is what's a complimentary piece. He really is the rich are getting richer here as we get a look at some of our recent scores from the past couple days. Now, you were at that Finney-Clyde game, and we're super impressed with what you saw from Cam Chance.
Yeah, I mean, he scored 22 in the game, but the thing I was impressed with is Coach Preston put him on Marcus Robinson, the phenomenal freshman from Finney, and he totally shut him out for the last 9 minutes of the game. Just did a tremendous job defending. He rose to the challenge of guarding one of the best players in Section 5.
And then Monday night in Clyde, then Tuesday night in Seneca Falls for that Minders-Newark game where Minders hung around with him pretty good, but at the end, Newark too much.
They did, yeah. I think Newark's height just wore Minders out. Newark really started going inside, and the big guys had a pretty good game.
And that'll do it for the third period of play. So it's a 20-point lead for the Lions as we step aside for our final in-game break. Thanks for watching Finger Lakes High School Basketball on FingerLakes1.com. We'll be right back.
Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC.
DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info. DISANTO Propane.com or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. DeSanto. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
And welcome back inside the Atwood Gymnasium, where we've got 8 minutes to play here. 20-point Lions lead. It was a slow start offensively for the Lions, but they still held a 13-10 lead after the first quarter. They really opened things up in the second, scoring 25 points to the Bombers' 11 to take a 38-21 halftime lead. And then the third quarter, pretty even, but Lions ends up taking it 10-7. 48-28. 1 period to play here in Lions. And there goes Horace Betts. Baseline, kicks it over to James. Finds Tootie Smith. Kicks it back to James. And now here's a freshman Walker.
Nice
Bounce pass to Horace Betts, who finished. Really heavy stuff there from the young Walker.
Wow, I'm very impressed with him.
And nice move by Dom, but he couldn't finish with the left hand off the spin. And now wide open, it's Birkin. Misses. He hit 6 threes earlier this season and 0 for 2 from long range tonight. Geez, usually when I see a freshman like Walker, I start thinking of nicknames. I mean, I think Skywalker might be too obvious. I might have to get to work on it. As Benji Kemp misses the jumper. But Walker's done it all. He scored, he runs the floor, great defense, and there we saw an awesome bounce pass from the foul line for a Horace Betts layup. Ian Semzak into the ball game. Brandon Gray kicking it out. And now Russell Dom, top of the key with 5 to shoot. It goes off the hands of Brandon Gray and out of bounds as we get a replay here. This great pass from Walker. He gets the ball at the elbow. Looks like he's going to drive. Finds Betts.
Looked better the second time. I love the bounce pass.
Right on target. As Tootie picks up his dribble, somebody's got to come get it. I know he doesn't. There he goes. Benji now. Dribbles with the right hand. Leaves it for the freshman. Out top to Horace Betts. Drives. Leaves it for Kemp. Kemp muscles in and travels. You know, if you look at this Lions team and you're thinking of sectionals or even beyond, you know, what they need to do. And, you know, I think Benji Kemp's a key component of them having success beyond Wayne County this year in terms of providing a presence in the middle, because as athletic as they are and pretty well sized across the board, they don't really have that true big man. Like even last year, Justice was the tallest player on the floor, and then there's a nice finish for East Rochester, lead back to 20. Wow, strong take by number 5, Justin Smith. He now has 12. Benji almost with a steal.
Got it.
Leaves it off.
Oh, nice play.
Give it go, but Benji can't finish it. But Tootie with a rebound. Amir's been spotting up out there for about 5 seconds, and he misses. And there's a freshman Walker up and off the glass. And looks like they got a foul on Benji Kemp. So that's the 3rd foul on Kemp. And we got a timeout on the floor. So,
you know, it's hard to come to this place and not think about all the great coaches that coached here. You know,
how far you want to go back? Blackwell,
right? Yep. Blackwell and Verkey and Zach Young, Steve Veter, Dean Schott
Senior and Junior.
Yeah, I was talking to Dean Schott before the game, and he wanted to make sure that I gave a shout out to his parents who are listening, watching in Florida, and sisters Kristen and Allison. I got to go a long way to find 2 nicer people than Dean and Sue Schott. They're just phenomenal people. I played against him. He was coaching the Lions when I was a player. Always had the utmost respect for him.
And here's a look at Coach Schott right there. His father, Dean Schott Jr., Section 5, not just Wayne County, but Section 5 Coach of the Year 7 times.
7 times.
1982, 89, 91, 95, 96, 01, and 03. So you're talking 3 decades worth. You know, he won it in 3 different decades.
Yeah. He could get it done. He's a special person. I really always enjoy my interactions with Coach Schott. And,
of course, captured a New York State title, Class C title for the Lions in 1989. And the only other little trivia for you, I'm sure you know the answer, but who was the other coach to lead Lions to a state title in the 80s?
Yeah, Coach Verkey. Yeah, was it the 80s or was it 79?
Oh, I got it down here as 1980.
It could have been.
It might have been 79, 80 season.
Right, yeah.
Little trick question.
Coach Verkey.
Of course, he's a big fan of the Minders Academy JV girls team. His granddaughter Maddie on the squad, along with my daughter Jackie. And here comes Tootie Smith hanging, finishing, but we got an offensive foul.
It can't be an offensive foul. No.
5:10 to go here in the ball game. Full court pressure from the Lions. Lead by 20. James, Betts, Kemp, Smith, and Walker. And we got travel. Dom shuffled his feet. You know, Lions full court press is pretty intimidating probably on any court, but especially here at the Atwood where everything's so tight, it doesn't look like there's anywhere to go.
Absolutely. Especially as long as Lions is, they make this court seem like it's like playing in the back of your van.
Inside 5 minutes, final period. Glad you could be with us on a Wednesday night for high school basketball. And the freshman J.C. Walker with a rebound can't get the putback to go, but he was fouled.
Just keeping track of rebounds because he's got to have a double-double now.
Yeah. And he's already got 12 points, which would be a career high, not a big sample size, but previously he had 10 points against Williamson last week. And he'll stay at 12 for the moment after missing that free throw. 0 for 2 for the line today. Let's see if he can make this one. He can. 13 points for the freshman. More full court pressure, but Dom easily dribbles through it. Now he's got numbers, takes it straight to the hole, can't get the layup to go. Tootie Smith with the rebound, splits 2 Bombers into the lane, out to James. 3 ball on the way. No. Horace Betts with a reverse finish. Betts has 6. Now the biggest lead of the game at 25 for Coach Schott's Lions. And Chuck Dom with a kiss from the block. He has 9. They're putting Walker at the free throw line against the zone, letting him make decisions like that. And now Tootie rises and fires and can't get the roll. Out to James, he'll try another 3, no. And Kemp can't put it back, but this time he does. Second effort.
They're relentless on the boards.
So now Benji has 8 all in the second half. Steal by James, a little scoop and finish. Amir James has 10, and we've got a timeout. So you saw Clyde the other night, and we've seen some incredible Lions-Clyde games over the past, well, since the beginning of time, but most recently, you know, the Derek Chance, Justice Smith battles and Carnivale, you know, going back to Cam DeSanto and Jomaine Bogans. We've really seen some great battles. Last year, not so much. Is this going to be a game this year with
You're going to do this to me,
Cam Chance? Well, former Clyde coaching legend.
I think it's going to be obviously a lot more competitive than it was last year. But Lions just has so much athletic ability. The guys over there mocking me because of the fall I took earlier.
Jeez. Get a look at the upcoming schedules here, too, of these two teams. So.
But Lions really, really, really impresses me with how unselfish they are.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 5 and 6 passes, sometimes a trip. I mean, it's very, very impressive.
So we talk about Clyde and Cam Chance and Jaden McKinney. What are some other components of that roster?
Yeah, they got nice outside shooter, Andrew D'Amato.
Yep.
Stand outside the line. He'll knock down the 3 if you leave him alone for sure. Stephen Dunn, player back from last year, has improved tremendously. And then, you know, Coach Preston has them playing at a really high level right now.
Yeah.
I mean, last year's team no way would they have been able to even think about coming back down 16 in the third quarter against the Finney team.
Right.
But they rose to the challenge.
So we'll look forward to that matchup this year, and a nice little reverse finish there from Sesame Sack. And now Tootie Smith to the corner to James. Into the block. Good job by Tootie going up and getting that, and he's fouled on the ground before the shot. 3:08 to go. Lead stands at 25.
It's a really fun team to watch.
And the big fella, Jackson Peters, checks back into the game. Now ERC1, Lions C2. They won't face off in sectionals until the play-in round if they were both to win. And C1 difficult. C2 difficult, I think mainly because this Lions team's in it. C1 difficult because there's just a lot of teams like Marcus Whitman's in C1. They got a strong team this year playing independent, not in the Finger Lakes West, trying to get ready for sectionals. I believe Gananda would be C1 also.
Yeah, I haven't even had a chance to look at what the sectional breakdown is. I know you had on the podcast, but I can't remember what I had for lunch, let alone what. It was 6 days ago.
And the second free throw, no good. Ripped down. by the freshman Walker. Another rebound. I was talking to, Caitlin McDonald out at the concession stand, fine player for the Lions girls. She said, why don't you ever have the Lions girls on a broadcast? I said, I've noticed you guys have been really improving over the past couple of years. I think I jokingly said, well, I guarantee if you get to a sectional final, I guarantee we'll be there. And she kind of looked like that was a lot to ask. I said, no, I think you guys got a good shot. But we should. Maybe we can get some boys-girls doubleheader down the road here this season here in Lions. A Clyde Lions girls-boys doubleheader.
I think they tried doing that a couple years ago. I thought they did.
Anyway. We do it in Minders and Waterloo. Have done it, and it's just such a great night. And, speaking of that, our next broadcast will be next Tuesday in Seneca Falls as J.C. Walker buries a trifecta from the corner.
Wow, he's an impressive freshman.
Make that 16 points. Making our decision for the Chichinos player of the game a little easier. Going coast to coast. Bounce pass to Tootie Smith, who finishes over the left side of the rim.
So the freshman in the last 20 seconds has had 2 steals.
Oh, boy. He almost brought them to their feet at the Atwood here.
2 steals, an assist, and a three-pointer. And now he's going to the foul line.
I believe we got the wrong date. It says Friday, 12. That would be Tuesday night, 12-17. Waterloo Minders, varsity night doubleheader. Girls game at 6. Boys game following. Always a great atmosphere. I guarantee you one thing, that Arthur L. Baker Gymnasium will be packed in Seneca Falls. And then Paul Russo and Nick Felice will be on the call for FL1 Radio as the Wayne Eagles visit Newark on Friday, December 20th at 7:30. And then the day after Christmas, Sharpie, we're going to be back at the broadcast booth in the Panther Den as Marcus Whitman takes on Geneva day after Christmas. So
that'll be a fun one.
Yeah, I can't wait. Should be a nice crowd. There's not many games going on that day. And, Greg O'Connor's Whitman squad playing a lot of interesting games, this year, having that independent schedule, not being in the Finger Lakes West.
Right.
And Geneva being one of them. And had a new head coach, Matt Desering. A long rebound corralled by Dom. We're at 2:06 remaining in the ball game, and we got some substitutions coming in. Now, player of the game, Chichino's player of the game. Do we give it to a freshman for the second straight broadcast? I mean, I kind of feel like
I don't think you can penalize him because you gave it to a freshman the first time.
Right,
You know what I mean? So I mean, he's definitely deserving of player of the game.
Youth movement here at Finger Lakes 1. So that means that hopefully, if Coach Schott will allow us, we'll have the freshman over here for the postgame show. Nice finishing lay-in after the steal by Jatez Barber. 1:39 to go in the ball game. And the lead now all of a sudden up to 34. Peters. Well, it looks like we had a timeout East Rochester before Peters turned and buried that turnaround. But yeah, make it official. Our Chichino's Pizzeria player of the game would be J.C. Walker, who's probably seen his last action of the game.
He's done for the night. There he is.
And there you go, young man. Welcome to FingerLakes1.com's coverage, along with Rayshawn Howard last week in Newark, and now it's going to be some freshmen heading over to Chichino's in Seneca Waterloo or Geneva, for a pizza. Or you can order online at chichinos.com. So hopefully we'll be able to chat with JC during the Little John Orthodontics post-game show forthcoming with 1:28 to go. And they swing it around to the corner. Birkin probes the baseline, gets it to Jackson Peters, and he's fouled. So, boy, Peters has been to the free throw line quite a bit tonight. He'll be shooting 7th free throw right now. And hits it.
Nice shot.
So 4 for 7 on the evening from the charity stripe for Peters. Make it 5 for 7. Good shooting. He has 11 points. 1:17 to go. As Nate Henry with the basketball. Kicks it over to Trent Donnelly into the ballgame for the first time. And there's Connor Bastian, crowd favorite at the Atwood, just like his brother Hunter. And Barber tries to split a couple defenders and kicks it out to James Gravino into the ballgame. And with 52 seconds left, ball goes back to East Rochester. So this crew will improve in a pretty solid JV squad for East Rochester as the left-handed three doesn't draw iron from Sepulveda. Second chance here with 40 seconds to go in the ball game. Ball knocked loose, and here comes Nate Henry. Left side hangs, can't finish, but he'll shoot free throws.
You know, I think Nate Henry's going to play a nice part of this team down the stretch. I like the minutes he's given Coach Schott tonight.
You know, all juniors except
For Benji, right?
for Benji Kemp, the senior, and J.C. Walker, the freshman. Back iron, no good. So Henry looking to get in the scoring column here. See if he can do it with this free throw with 30 seconds left. And yes. So shot clock off. Big lead for the Lions. And Peters battles for that rebound, and it's back to ER. And now Birkin for three. No, can't get it to go. Long rebound back to ER, inside to Peters. Right. Well, that's a beautiful little right-handed semi-hook from Peters, who now has 13 points. And with 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left, and Nate Henry just going to head over to the bench, and that's a wrap. As they turn off the scoreboard immediately, Sharpie. Luckily, we have it on our screen. So your final score here from Lions. The Lions 69, East Rochester 38. Stay with us for the Little John Orthodontics postgame show coming right up.
Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1. Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC.
Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our trucking deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
Dr. Littlejohn, Dr. Barbie, and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Dr. Liz Barbie are proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out Dr. Rod and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com.
Welcome back, everybody, inside the Atwood Gymnasium. Your final score, once again, Lions 69, East Rochester 38. Jim Sinicropi, Kevin Sharp here for the Little John Orthodontics post-game show. And Sharpie, we're waiting for our Chichinos player of the game, J.C. Walker, to come out of the locker room and join us. But, it's Lions basketball doesn't have many down years, and you lose one of the best players you've had in the program in, a while, and you don't miss a beat.
Yeah, I think we talked about it at the beginning of the show, is that they don't rebuild, they reload. Yeah. And it's just, I'm very impressed with today how unselfish they were, how they ran the floor, their defense. Like we said, they passed up good shots for better shots, passed up better shots for great shots. It truly was a team effort.
Here's JC. Come on right in between us. Grab my headset. Oh, right here, buddy. Right here. I know you're fresh, man. I have a feeling you'll be on the post-game show a few times over the next 4 years. Just throw those on. You'll learn how those work. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So, what did Coach say to you just now in the locker room? You just had a career-high 17 points. Looked great out there.
I had a great game. There's nothing better else to do. We played good. Just need to step up our defense.
Yeah. So, coming into this Lions program, when you were younger, you probably, saw some of the great games Justice Smith had, a couple sectional titles recently. What does it mean for you to be wearing a Lions varsity jersey and being out there scoring 17 points?
I feel like I stepped up my game ever since last year.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. I was really impressed with the roundness of your game, how you did everything. You had a stretch there where you knocked down a three-pointer, you had 2 steals, and you had an assist. That shows me that you can do more than just score. You filled the stat sheet up. But you had to have double-digit rebounds tonight, probably a couple assists, 5 or 6 steals. So I was very impressed with how you played tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, and as the player of the game now, Justice last year collected these things, and then he had a big pizza party for the team at the Super Bowl, I think it was.
Yep.
So congratulations. It's free pizza at Chichino's Pizzeria and restaurant in Waterloo and Geneva, and so much fun. You know who Rayshawn Howard is?
From Newark?
You play against him a lot coming up. He was our player of the game in our last broadcast in Newark, and so now we're happy to give it to a freshman again, and really look forward to seeing you play over the next 4 years, and keep it going.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice game.
All right, Rayshawn, head back in the locker room, and we'll see you next time. Good job. So, seems pretty confident.
Nice young man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, great game, and it is kind of odd. We got 2 broadcasts in. We got 2 freshmen as our player of the game.
Has that ever happened before? We've had 2 freshmen?
Geez, I don't know.
In the same season?
You might be right. And it's not like there wasn't plenty of upperclassmen who've had great games, but really he stood out.
He definitely stood out.
Just had a great game.
Right.
And part of it's because of the unselfishness of some of the other players for Lions. Just watching Tootie Smith out there, it seems like he could put up 30 any night he wanted to.
Right.
But, overall, great win for Lions. Favorites in Wayne County. Gananda might give them trouble. We're going to try to get them for that Lions-Clyde game. It should be more competitive this year. And, as we move closer into the season, and, I love it.
Anything can happen. But, this is my first look at Lions this year, and it definitely won't be my last. If there's a game where a night where I don't have a game to go to, I'll come watch Lions play because they were a lot of fun to watch. Yeah,
some dates. I don't actually have the dates, but some games to mark on your calendar. They're going to be playing Marcus Whitman twice. That's going to be fun. North Star Christians coming to the community center.
Yep.
That'll be fun. Of course, they're going to play Clyde twice, and then won't be long before we're looking at sectional brackets, and we'll see if they can get back to the Blue Cross for 3 straight sectional titles.
That'd be great.
Well, Sharpie, always a pleasure, we'll be doing it again soon. I know specifically we're going to be doing it again in day after Christmas. Geneva plays Whitman in Geneva, and that's the next time I think you and I will be working together. So once again, your final score, actually I should run down the scoring. J.C. Walker, our leading scorer of the ball game for Lions, with 17. Justin Tootie Smith with 14. Benji Kep with 8. Jetez Barber with 9 points. 6 of them in the second half. And Benji Kemp with 8. I said that. Amir James with 2. Horace Betts with 4. Nate Henry with 1. And Jarrell Petty with 3. For East Rochester, it was the big fella, 6'7", junior Jackson Peters with 13 points. Chuck Dom with 9. Manny Sepulveda with 6. 3 points apiece for Russell Dom and Dion Mather. 2 points for Ian Sesmak, and 1 point for Brandon Gray. 69-38 your final. For my broadcast partner, Kevin Sharp, and for our ace cameraman, Jeremy Hunt, our producer, Jason Hunt. Thanks for watching high school basketball on FingerLakes1.com, and we'll see you next time.
Tell me